Welcome to Amalgam Hour, the movie and comic podcast. I'm Robin.
And I'm Dan.
I feel like every time I do it, I get faster and more incomprehensible. There you go. There's some English.
There you go.
So today, we're going to be doing discussing back and forth a bit, our favourite comic characters. From any comic publisher, from IDW to Marvel to Infernum Comics. Now that's another discussion of your favourite characters. But who's going to start off, Dan?
You.
Fair enough. There's some which I feel strongly about, and when I say that, I'll get to them. But even these ones I'm going to talk about, kind of the honourable mentions, kind of not. But there's some here that are S tier, and then some that are just A and B. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with, I've read a lot of this. Well, I know a lot about this. And I like Venom, but I think a better character is Agent Venom. How much do you know about this character, Dan?
I know he's more of a hero than actual Venom.
Good. Exactly. And it is Flash Thompson. You know, the bully of Spiderman?
Yeah.
Flash Thompson goes to war, gets bonded. Actually, first of all, his legs get blown off. So he's in a wheelchair. And then Venom gets bonded to him. And they have a great, not great relationship. And I just like Venom for the aesthetic of the black and the white and the liquid body feel, which I've used in my other characters and stuff. But then having it be on a good character, like someone like Flash Thompson, who had an actual character arc from being a bully of Peter Parker to a friend and war hero of Peter Parker. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And I've seen an action figure once of him where he had tendrils that came out of his back and held guns. So, of course it's got to be my favourite. Go on, Dan. What's one of your honourable mention-y sort of characters?
Honourable mention? Are we going off our top 5 list, or are we going off an honourable mention?
Honourable mentions first.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the top 5.
Got Ghost Rider.
Everyone loves Ghost Rider. I went to quote Ghost Rider 2 then. Just, I'm going to let him out. I'm going to let him out. He's scratching at the door. Why do you like Ghost Rider other than Nicolas Cage's greatness?
I just think he looks cool, and I like the look of him.
Exactly. Ghost Rider is the perfect design, because it's so edgy, so typically badass. Ghost Rider is a tattoo. You know? You could see Well, obviously Nicolas Cage has a Ghost Rider tattoo, so that's crazy. But also, you could see that on a biker's calf or his big bicep, just Ghost Rider's flaming skull, because he's so cool. I do like him for other things other than his design, like his pen and stare. I'm like, that's a fun idea. I like the two films. They're terrible, they're bad, but I like them. And then the scenes I've watched,
they're entertaining.
Yeah, and that's what I want out of films. I don't care about critical acclaim. I care about Nicolas Cage going, he's scratching at the door. That's all I care about. And then the clips I've seen of Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he'd probably be in my honourable mentions as well. Right before this video, I was thinking about it, and I looked at his picture, and I was like, and then I put someone else instead. Got anything else to say about it? And a chain weapon and a motorbike? That's an aesthetic, that's what I want to be.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Alright. Next one. Honourable mention, sort of, kind of, whatever. Favourite character. Now, this is my favourite Robin. Can you guess, Dan? Go on, guess.
Guess your favourite Robin.
Yeah.
Jason Todd.
Oh, no.
So close.
I would have put Jason Todd if he didn't become the hero Red Hood. If Jason Todd stayed as the villain Red Hood, which...
He wouldn't be on this list.
Exactly. Exactly, but it's like, ugh. I like Red Hood as a villain. I put Tim Drake. Because Little Robin probably goes by Red Robin nowadays, I think. Uses a staff weapon like a big bow staff, which, cool. is a detective similar to Batman. And the detective aspect is one of my favourite parts of Batman's, like, mythology and culture and stuff. And, or I always love the dialogue between Tim Drake and Bruce. Where, like, Bruce Wayne has promised him that he's going to be the head of the Justice League one day, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, you are the smartest child. That's just what I like. But I don't like his Red Robin suit. I think the old Tim Drake Robin, where it had, like, the trouser legs and, like, cool inside yellow cape thing, like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Not whatever. They've got him in now. So go on, Dan. You go. Quick.
Another honourable mention?
Yeah, just keep doing honourable mentions, because we're speeding through this video. Because I keep shouting the word quick. Hulk. Simple. Boom. Why'd you like him?
Yeah. Because he's big and green and sexy.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough.
No, I'm reading about Hulk at the moment, aren't I? I'm on a Hulk high.
Yeah. I feel like most people like the Hulk. Even if you don't like Bruce Banner and his story and stuff. Like, I was going to put the Hulk on here, but then I thought of someone else. Which I'll get to straight away. She-Hulk. Cousin of Hulk.
Yeah.
And I like her more because... It's pretty much because of the lawyer side of her.
Yeah.
Where she is a hero who's also a lawyer, who is a lawyer for heroes and will go to court as She-Hulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's had loads of runs over the years. I love one of her runs where she's also a fourth wall breaker. That's very fun. Like, she has an entire discussion why her clothes don't rip. And then they look on the back of the tag and it's because of the Comics Code Authority. Because you can't show nudity in a comic. I'm like, that's funny. There you go, instantly. Favourite characters. Boom. And it's just like, I hate what they've done with her recently. Where she got PTSD from being beaten up by Thanos and... I don't care. Put it back in a courtroom. And that's why I'm excited to see the She-Hulk show and what it will do. I'm sad that it's going to be a comedy, but if it's a comedy in a fourth wall breaking, like, tongue and cheek sort of comedy, I'll be okay with it, you know?
Yeah.
So go on, next one, Dan. Is this still your honourable
honourable
mentions now?
Yeah, it's like my last one, but yeah.
Okay.
The Flash, Mr. Barry Allen himself.
I would have thought you would have put him in your top 5.
I almost did, but he's like number 6.
Why isn't he in your top? Because you've read lots of The Flash and
I've read a lot of The Flash. I love the show. But to me, my top 5 are just a little bit better than him.
Is that... I reckon if he had more interesting villains, like, except from Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Because Reverse Flash...
I do, like, 2 villains I actually like of his.
Yeah. I think if he had better villains, and the answer to all of his problems isn't, I just need to run just that little bit faster, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's why the most interesting Flash stories to me is Flashpoint. Because
it's like...
Because he has to deal with his, like, problems from his past, and then he instantly gets rid of his powers. And then he has to use his brain to get it back again, and it's like... His brain is more of the superpower in that comic than his speed. Yeah. You know?
I like it when he goes up against Gorilla Grodd as well. That's sort of like a speed. You know it's faster than Grodd, it doesn't help him.
Yeah. You
can just take it.
Yeah, it's like an interesting, like, dichotomy.
And if he gets his, like, special brain powers on him, he can't do anything.
Special brain powers. That's what we call psychics these days. Special brain powers. Damn, Professor X over there using his special brain powers. Yeah. I like Flash a lot. And I don't know why. I think it's his rogues. Because his rogues are bad. But then I'm still like, Mirror Master. Fun, interesting. Loved him in a Deceased tie-in. Captain Cold, interesting look. Reverse Flash, I love. Gorilla Grodd, interesting, I guess. You know? And then it's like Flash. It's like, oh, you run? Oh. Oh. And it's like, oh, which Flash are you talking about? Are you talking about Barry Allen or the other one that I can't remember right now?
What, Wally West?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know enough about Wally West to care.
That's the thing. He was the Flash from like 2005 to 1985. You know?
Yeah, you said that backwards, but
yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
From
just everything I've seen or read is always Barry Allen.
It's because that one guy, I can't remember his name, but he came in and instantly got rid of the other Flash. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they brought Barry Allen back because he died in Crisis, didn't he?
Yeah, and then the guy is just like, oh yeah, but I love Barry Allen, so it has to be Barry Allen. And it's like, no.
Yeah, well, nobody cares about continuity anymore.
Exactly. Since that was your last honourable mention, I'll put my 2 honourable mentions together. First of all, Nightcrawler. Kurt Wagner.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like him? X-Men 2, great. He is a demon who believes in Catholicism, became a priest, then went to hell, and then became a pirate. I'm all for it. Pretty much. You know? Probably got one of the best designs from the X-Men. Blue skin, red, like, leotard with spikes on the shoulders. Boom. Love it. White gloves, white, like, sock things. And you know that scene in X-Men 2 just always sticks in everyone's mind, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I love creating characters who have tails for no reason, just so they can do that thing where they hold a knife in their tail. You know?
Yeah.
Nightcrawler have been inspiring me since day one. Okay, my last honourable mention. And this probably doesn't help the fact that I've written a comic for him. Like, I've got a pitch and an idea and stuff. Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
I just like him. I like him.
I didn't even think about that. I like him too. I didn't think about him.
Yeah. I like him more than Superman. And that's the thing. He's so forgettable.
Yeah.
No one cares about him when he's on the Justice League. And I'm just like, oh, that sucks. I think it also helps that he's... Did you know Manhunter is another word for detective? So he's the Martian detective.
I know he done like detective work on Supergirl because he's on there.
Yeah, he is like a detective in like some... Well, in most of like his alter ego.
Like a season, his arc was just being a detective.
Yeah. Usually his alter ego is a detective. But when I learned that about his name, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, why is he Manhunter? Yeah. That sounds a little bit villainous.
Yeah.
You know? And I also love the ability of shape-shifting. You know, I just think it's so, like, interesting.
If it's used right.
Yeah. Like, I read a comic where Martian Manhunter disguised himself as Batman to fight crime because he was new. But he didn't know what Batman looks like. So it was Batman's body but with the head of a bat. And it made Batman impressed because he was scaring people more than Batman could. So people were...
Well, it's terrifying.
Yeah, people in gangs with stuff were going around. Oh no, Batman isn't a guy in a suit. He's a man with a bat face, and he dribbles and growls at you, and he's got huge claws. And Batman's like, yes, I am. And then goes back into the shadows, like, aha.
You see the genuine Batman, it's just a man.
Yeah. Yeah, but then by the time you see him, your face is being punched in anyway, so it's like, doesn't really matter then, does it?
Yeah, you see him come in, you just always sees the fist.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to get into our actual top 5 here. We're going to go more in depth, talking about everything about the character. So Dan, what is your number 5?
Number 5, I've got Swamp Thing.
Ooh! Okay, this is going to be interesting. Why?
Why? Because I don't have much experience with the character yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty much my only experience is the show and that one comic that we have on Comixology.
Yeah.
But in those runs, I just love the character and like his depth and like him dealing with becoming Swamp Thing and not liking it and like exploring how he became it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. I love the design of him. Where he just looks like a man, like you could punch through him. Do you know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
take your hand out and it's just covered in moss and leaves and vines and stuff. That's interesting. And yeah, the dichotomy between like, because what's his alter ego name, or like what he used to
Alec
be?
Holland, I think.
Holland. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. It's like a Hulk sort of thing,
Yeah.
but more.
He's stuck as Swamp Thing.
Yeah, and like not personality less, but it's kind of the Doctor Manhattan effect, where it's like as time has gone on, he's got less and less human, and I always find that a bit interesting, especially. Yeah, this is your one. You take it away. I keep robbing you.
I love the show. Yeah, I like him.
I need to watch it.
It's good, and it's annoying. Like the last 10 minutes of the last episode is setting up a second season. It's not going to happen.
Oh, that sucks.
But it's like I love like the story of him. Like the first episode's him as Alec Holland. He gets shot.
Yeah.
And like he actually dies. His body dies, but his mind just goes into the swamp creature.
Yeah.
And the whole season is him like working with, I can't remember her name, some woman.
Yeah.
And like trying to figure out how to get back to normal, and then just finding his body in the swamp. And I love the shot of him walking out with his own body.
No. Yeah.
And just accepting who he's become.
I need to watch that show now. You've just sold me on it. I think it's on Amazon Prime, so I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I find Swamp Thing interesting, but I think that's mostly because I've only ever seen him. Like, the one book I've read with him in is Batman Damned, where he's super cool and abstract and working with John Constantine. And I like John Constantine. So, yeah. So, much to talk about. And
just a cool character.
Yeah. Who's the run by that you ran? You ran?
I can't remember. I don't know, I read it like 4 months ago. I can't remember.
Was it Scott Snyder?
I can check right now.
Yeah, go on. Because I know Swamp Thing wasn't made by Alan Moore, but Alan Moore almost made the character what he is.
Yeah, because I think that was the run you recommended me to buy, but I didn't because I don't like the art style from back then.
Yeah. You can't respect the art style. How dare you?
It's just old art style. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's because you're so used to like the modern era and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Scott Snyder.
Yeah. And like I like Scott Snyder's writing sometimes, so I may read it one day, just to see if I can get a hint of.
In the run, it's like a lot of the green and like fighting against the black or whatever, and his girlfriend is like the black and death. And...
Yeah, I find the green really interesting as a concept.
Yeah.
And can't forget his relationship with Poison Ivy. When those two work together and have like a what's the word I can't say?
Have
philosophical.
Philosophical. I don't know
Jesus
what you're trying
Christ.
to say.
Yeah, I know what. Yeah, debate where they talk about opposite sides of the green and how to help it in each way. And do you know what the red is?
No.
Red is the green, but for a character named Animal Man, which brings all animals and stuff together. Right? Yeah. Oh, is he?
He dies in Swamp Thing, but he dies in the run.
Like that's it. I think that's all such an interesting concept. What's the black?
I think it's just death. Like.
Oh, fair enough.
It's just like this. It's like his girlfriend or whatever. It's her dad, and he like takes it over, and he's trying to bring death to the world.
Fair enough.
The story is just like he does that, and the Greens become very weak because Alec Holland walked away from it.
You've sold me
now he's got to come back.
You've sold me on Swamp Thing and the TV show now. So well done. Bravo. Yeah. You're doing DC's job for them. Now,
I don't want to read anything else with him because I might ruin it.
Yeah. I'll go to my top 5, who's very similar, especially since we mentioned John Constantine. Hellboy.
Yeah.
This is pretty much just from... I've read a small, I think it was free comic book day Hellboy issue, and obviously the 3 movies. The 3rd movie, but I still like the Hellboy aspects of it. I love the detective, but put in a supernatural setting, like John Constantine. John Constantine also would have made my list as well if I didn't like Hellboy more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those movies, those first 2, by Guillermo del Toro, beautiful movies.
I haven't watched the latest one. Those 2 are great.
Yeah, they're just amazing. The action's good, the world building's great, and visually it's gorgeous. Every time I think of that film, I always remember the green Mother Nature plant. When Hellboy shoots it through the head and then it slowly dies and wilts all along the ground and all plants grow around it and stuff. I'm like, beautiful. And if Hellboy comics were that, I'd be a lot happy with that. Because the Hellboy comic I read was him dealing with, I think, trolls or fairies which had kidnapped a child. So I'm just like, fair enough, you do you. Like, I find that interesting, where it's like, Earth is a world, and then the supernatural world is a hidden one within it. And this person breaches across both of those points. And you can't talk about Hellboy without talking about Abe Sapien. Who doesn't love a bit of Abe?
Yeah, the fish man.
Excuse me, call him by his right name.
Abe Sapien, my bad.
Thank you. He likes to read. He loves classical music.
Yeah.
And rotten eggs. So, you know. I just cut to that scene from the second one where it's Hellboy and Abe Sapien drunk listening to Can't Smile Without You, and they're both just drunk. And then the guy comes in and tries to fight Hellboy, and Hellboy trips down the stairs and then turns around and goes, "Who put them there?" And then carries on with the fight. See, that's what I want in Hellboy. It's funny, good action. He's funny, a actual threat to his opponents and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And he's smart. All in three. He's naive, like, socially, like with his girlfriend and stuff, which I find fun.
Yeah.
But then, like, cool stuff, you know? Where he's fighting a character where he can't win. So he gets them to fire their chain hand into a grinder. And then he just slowly just watches him go. Great scene. He's funny because he then flicks the chain and goes, "You shouldn't have done that." He's smart because he thought of it. And he's strong because he was able to survive up until this point. Three great like character combinations right there. And I can't talk about Hellboy without speaking about the look of Hellboy.
Yeah, he looks good.
Just a red tank of a man, you know? He's a refrigerator-sized man.
Yeah.
Like the actor who played him, Ron Perlman, perfect. Perfect casting. And obviously Right Hand of Doom looks cool, but then the look I love is full horns, fire crown in the centre. I've never seen something...
One of the few people that they've had like a weird update at the end of it and he still looks cool.
Yeah. Like, I've never seen something more badass than red horns with a fire crown in the middle. You know? And that's one of the things I like most about the newest one, is they show that a lot more. Because
full crown.
Yeah, I'm just going to spoil it to you. Like, he picks up the sword of Excalibur, and then his horns grow and his crown appears because he's now the king of whatever the hell. And then he rides a dragon, swinging the sword as the dragon breathes fire in hell. Or, like, upon the supernatural beings, you know? So I'm just like, cool. Yeah. You shown me cool imagery. That's what I want. And I'm like, that's fun. And
fun character.
While we're on the topic of Hellboy, which we'll definitely do a Hellboy rank review something one day. What's your favourite Hellboy movie out of the first two?
Probably the first one.
Really?
I haven't watched the second one in a while.
I've watched the second one so much more. And I don't know why, because I love... What's that villain's name? The one from the first one who is wearing the gas mask.
I don't know his name.
That is one of my favourite villains of all time. Just because of the look alone. And how cool he is. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, amazing. But then the Golden Army in the second one, I think it world builds so much more. And has more stakes to it. And everyone has a character arc in that story.
It could have been a great franchise if that second one made enough money.
Yeah, it really could have. I would have loved to see a trilogy of then, because
it didn't end because of bad reviews or anything. It just didn't make enough money.
Yeah, and the third one would have been Hellboy, Abe Sapien, and his girlfriend, all like, what you call it, all like on the loose or like on the run or something. Because remember, they quit at the end, don't they? So they'd be dealing with their own personal conflict and like whatever else has appeared. And can't talk about him without talking about the guy in the gas suit. Love him. Favorite scene in any film is just whenever he speaks. So there you go. There's the reasons I love Hellboy and that franchise. What's your fourth favorite hero, Dan?
Oh, I thought I might as well get this one out the way because you know it's going to be Batman.
Batman. Thing is, let the audience know we discussed Batman before because we both knew it was going to be in our top 5. But I let you have it so I could have more because I'm greedy. So, obviously, everyone likes Batman. Well, actually, some people don't. But they're filthy liars.
They're stupid.
Because Batman is great. You discuss Batman for like 10 minutes, Dan. You do you know.
Oh, Batman. You like him because he's Batman.
Exactly.
There's no other reason.
Exactly. What version of
He's
Batman
just
do you
Batman.
like? Do you like...
what's your favourite version?
Okay, first of all, talk about your favourite movie version, which I think I know
Me.
already.
Ben Affleck.
Yep. Okay.
Love him.
Favourite Batman comic run? Because have you read many?
Favorite Batman comic?
Yeah.
Well, it's either. Trying to think now.
Yeah. You read a
I like most of the ones I've read.
Yeah. So just think of one.
I love Injustice, which is pretty much Batman run, but
Yeah. Of course.
he's near enough the main character.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what? Now, don't butt in a minute, because I got to explain this point clearly. What is your favourite type of Batman? Detective street level Batman, or godlike Batman from the Justice League, where he'll make like 1,002 plans to stop someone before they even know he's coming, sort of thing, and he's like untrustworthy of his friends? What type of Batman do you like more?
I like them both. I think I prefer the detective one because it shows him using his skills more.
Yeah, fair enough. I like the detective a lot more because I just like street level characters, but
Yeah.
so I don't like Batman when he's on the Justice League. But I do
I like him on the Justice League because, like, he's not heavily involved in the fight because he physically can't be involved in the fight.
That's why I still do like the idea of him making plans before everyone, because he knows he's so weak physically compared to like a Doomsday or a Solomon Grundy, you know, or a Darkseid. Like, you can't take him on physically, so he's like, no, I have a plan for literally everyone. Which I'm like, doesn't make much sense when you go to his street level adventures when he's going up against like the Penguin, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you not already have a trap? You defeated Superman last week, and you can't defeat a fat guy with a monocle? No? Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all we
Yeah,
can say
you-
about Batman, innit? It's like,
Yeah, well, I like that. Like, he has so many villains yet, but like different ones bring out different, like, show different parts of his skills.
yeah. And by the
Like,
way,
you got like a Riddler that shows his detective side. And...
yeah. For the audience at home or at work, wherever you are, on the toilet, I don't judge. Make sure to subscribe because we are definitely going to do this exact same topic, but on the villain side. So
It's gonna be very Batman heavy.
yeah, I'm thinking like Batman and like Spiderman heavy, and then it's like, and we're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mine
make
was
sure.
gonna be DC heavy, but
Yeah, mine would probably be a mix between Batman and X-Men and Spider-Man. I feel like that'd be it.
yeah.
But that's not today's topic, but make sure you subscribe, whatever. I don't know what people do. But there you go. So, I'll talk about my favourite characters now. And these are actually two characters, but I paired them up. Which they probably shouldn't be this high on the list. But aesthetically, I love them. Cloak and Dagger.
Christ, I was not expecting.
Yeah, they look cool. They have cool powers. Cloak has a demon inside of him. That's all I care about. That's it. There you go. Your next one, Dan.
That was one of your top ones?
Yeah. It's Cloak and Dagger.
Christ, I thought it was top ones to talk about. Get some time on this.
Yeah. I just did. Just spoke about them. Cloak and Dagger. They
Okay,
look
my
they look
next one.
cool. That's it. That's all I care about. Their powers. Cool. They got their powers from super heroine. Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Still ain't watching that fucking show though. So go on, Dan.
Daredevil.
Obviously, Daredevil, put him on my
Yeah.
list as well. Carry on.
He's just a good character.
Yeah.
Like, don't know what to say about him. Like, he's a blind man. That's just disrespectful to every person he beats in a fight.
Yeah. It just adds that slight layer of, you know?
I like that at the end of the first Daredevil film where, like, he's just like a blind man from Hell's Kitchen just took you down.
Yeah. That's...
Like, you could, no matter who you tell, you know who I am, no one's gonna believe you.
Exactly. I like that as well. I wish in the Daredevil show and movie we seen more of his lawyer side. You know? Of him using his powers in the court case. Because
He did it quite a bit in the show, in the first season at least.
Because he did it once in the Ben Affleck film, and then it led to my favourite scene. Was it? Do you see that bright light? That ain't heaven. That's the speed train. My favourite scene in any movie ever. So yeah, go on, carry on.
I love the Daredevil show. Like, he obviously has this epic, like, one-shot action
like down
sequence every
corridors.
season.
Yeah.
And it actually shows that he's not superhuman. He's just a strong man. Like, he gets tired.
Yeah.
Like, he gets his ass beat. He gets tired.
That's why I think Night Nurse is so important in that show.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, otherwise this man would just be a pile of bruises and broken bones.
He somehow survived the building on his head, but you know.
That's okay. I allow that.
I think he fell in the sewers or something.
Yeah. So something explains it somewhere. You know?
Yeah. Like, though I don't really like the Elektra part with his story.
Yeah.
I feel like that's always just played for, we gotta get her killed and move on.
Yeah. Like, at least build up a relationship first, you know?
Yeah.
I always just see it as, like, if they did another show or a film, have Elektra be his Black Cat for a while, where it's like on the sideline, she helps with adventures, and then, like, they have a little bit of a relationship back and forth, and then she dies. You know? Don't go straight from, I have no clue who you are, to, oh, you're dead. You know? Actually build it up, because I think both the film and the show rushed it.
Yeah, she was the worst part of Daredevil season 2. There's no like.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
Nothing about
I only watched Daredevil season 1, and I have no clue why.
Yeah.
You know,
but you jump into like the Defenders, and they're in this like action sequence in the hallway, and Iron Fist is being dumb as always.
Yeah.
And then like Elektra shows up in the fight and kicks Iron Fist's ass, and you just see Daredevil like pause, and like have that realization that it's her.
Yeah, which I'm like, could have hit harder if it had more time devoted to it.
Because like they're all like, all the other three are like, yeah, we gotta just kick this woman's ass, and then you see Daredevil and like he's speaking with stick as well, and like trying to be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, he likes this woman.
Everyone should like Daredevil. He's cool.
Yeah.
And he's got
his relationship with Kingpin.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
In the show. I don't know how big it is in the comics, but
it's like big and even bigger. But then it's like Kingpin also fights like everyone, you know? Like, he's a Punisher villain and a Spiderman villain. So it's like,
that's the best part of the final season of the show, is just them covered in blood in this fight.
Yeah.
Daredevil's won. He's repeatedly beating him up, and he's like, he wants to kill him.
Yeah.
But he can't.
Because it's Kingpin. And he's played by Vincent D'Onofrio, so when I was a boy. That's the only line I know from that show. And mostly because of his voice. There you go. Daredevil,
the blind man.
Everyone loves Daredevil. Now, Sentry. Let's talk about Sentry. Mental illness.
Christ.
What? Am I not allowed to like Sentry? You shut your mouth.
Going deep into the books here.
No, I like Sentry.
Okay.
I obviously like him more than Superman, because otherwise Superman would be on this list. Superman with mental issues. I like it. I appreciate it. His story of being a superhero who fought in like World War II and stuff, but then had a mental breakdown, so they had to erase him from history. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's also been a villain, where he's been on the Dark Avengers. And then it's his opposite side, which is called the Void, where it's even every time he does something good, it does something equally bad. Interesting dichotomy. And I love his yellow and blue. Because you never see yellow and blue a lot on heroes. I think the only other character I can think of...
once in a comic and then an animated show, but he does look pretty good.
Yeah, and I think the only other yellow and blue I can think of is Booster Gold. And it works there as well. So I feel like yellow and blue should be more of a aesthetic for, like, superheroes.
Unless it just works for those characters.
Maybe.
For the look.
It's interesting. I need to read way more Sentry, I know that. Now this is what...
You've gone overboard on one of your other characters we'll get to.
Yeah. Now, this is where I ask you. Should Sentry come to the MCU?
Not yet.
Marvel's mentally ill Superman.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Then they should leave it a good few years, because they got so many coming in at the moment. Like...
Yeah. And I don't know where he would fit. You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's
maybe
no
on
place...
a Dark Avengers, but...
Or, you know what you do? You make a show... Nice, Dan.
Sorry, I died.
You make a show out of it, and it's his first mini-series where he's introduced, realizes he's this character, the Sentry, who he's just been thinking of, you know? Like, he used to exist and be this hero, and then everyone forgot him. Like, that could be fun. In, because in that story, I can't remember who it is. I think Reed Richards gets rid of his memory. In this, do it like Nick Fury did, to protect, like, the rest of the Earth from Sentry itself.
Maybe he was around pre-Iron Man or something.
Yeah. That would be fun if his origin took place the first week of... Do you know the big week in Marvel?
Oh, yeah, like Nick Fury's big week.
Yeah, it's like he went to him, and then the climax gives you a reason to why Sentry isn't around. That he's too insane, you know? Then it's like, if you ever decide to do a Dark Avengers then, have like Harry Osborn or a dark version of Nick Fury, some character go to him and persuade him into doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he's really insane. Because one of his good friends is the writer of Sentry Comics. You know? So his world's crazy. He also once believed that he murdered his wife because he read it in a Sentry comic, I think. But his wife just came to him then and was like, hey, honey, are you okay? You don't need to be in prison. And he just didn't believe her the entire time. And I'm like, okay. It's that wild, crazy nature, which I like. So go on, Dan. Your next one. Because is this your second to last?
Yes, I've got two left.
Okay.
This would be my favourite DC hero.
Ooh. I know who it is.
That's next.
I know
my favourite DC hero.
Yeah.
Green Arrow himself.
Oh, I love Hawkeye. Okay, I know why you like him instantly, but explain.
Well, one, he's just a good character.
How? How is he a good character? Give me an in-depth analysis.
Insane. I don't need an in-depth analysis. He's a man with a hood and bow and arrow. What do you want?
For you to explain why he's your favourite. That's what this video is.
Well, I love the show, yeah. My favourite TV show.
Yeah.
You can't judge me for that. It's 8 seasons and I know one of them sucked, but it's my favourite show.
I'm still
and the
judging.
action, apart from the one season, is incredible.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You should watch the show, everybody.
Everyone, now. Bring him back. Stop him from being the Spectre.
Yeah. No. He's dead now, it doesn't matter.
Okay, carry on.
But like, he's just a good character, you know. He's like, for me, at least in the show, he's like Batman, but like not Batman. You get what I mean?
No.
He's like they're trying. It's like at first it was like they're trying to do Batman, like they want to do Batman, but they can't.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, they've taken that idea, but then run with it with Green Arrow and taken some... Obviously, they stole Batman villains and Batman stories.
Yeah.
Like, made him a character on his own, not just, like, this jokey Batman ripoff.
Fair enough.
Sort of, like, made him a, like, big character, not just, look, Green Arrow.
Haha, banter.
So, like, my favourite scene from the show is when he's been kidnapped by, like, I think it's, like, season 5, the main villain.
Yeah.
He's been kidnapped, and he's, like, torturing him into, like, trying to admit, like, his deep secret.
Yeah.
and he just screams in the guy's face that he killed people and he loved doing it. Like,
Interesting
and,
character there, Dan.
to me, that is an amazing scene.
Literally, I know two things. No, I know three things. He fucks Black Canary. Love Black Canary as well. He got put on an island. And he is a super rich person who cares for the poor. Like Robin Hood. Because of that one comic where it's Green Lantern and Green Arrow. That's pretty much it. That's all I know.
I have read that Longbow Hunters comic, apparently like one of his best stories. I didn't think it was that good, but...
Oh, jeez, Dan.
I love that, or I'm just... That one page that wouldn't load was that most important page.
Yeah, probably. Alright then. This character, I'm just going to skip past. Spider-Man. You know why I like him? Relatable. I'm a white teenager. I think I like him a lot now, only because I liked him when I was really young. Like, I have a photo of me out there where I'm holding about 7 Spider-Man teddies and toys. You know? It's like I clearly liked him. I once, as a kid, had a 8-foot teddy of Spider-Man that I just kept in my room until it broke everywhere. It was great.
Yeah.
But
to me, I think Spider-Man's overrated.
I think it's overrated now, but I still like him mostly because of his villains and how like cool he can be. Like him, like web shooting is still one of the coolest things ever. You know, just how you portray it in both comics, his agility, how you've seen it in films and stuff. You know, because when I think of Spider-Man, I always think of that scene from Spider-Man 2, where you're behind him and you've seen him drop to Earth, and you see his suit rippling, and then he quickly whips and catches himself and spins around the building, you know? And that's sort of like a Miles Morales thing as well, but I'm just lumping it all together. Yeah. And...
That's part of my free best film ever made.
Exactly. And he is a very similar thing to your Daredevil. And I love the Ultimate Spider-Man. I like Ultimate Spider-Man more than I like 616 canon Spider-Man.
Or regular Spider-Man.
And that's in there a lot more. Where a lot of his villains know who he is, like know his face. Like Kingpin. Yeah. Kingpin takes off Spider-Man's mask and goes, "You're nobody." And
so
then
you're gonna do your Kingpin impression, so
you're nobody. You're just a boy. You're just a boy in a red and blue mask. Okay. Yeah, but it's like... And then Kingpin goes, "I will spend the rest of my life hunting you down." Because he's no one. If you take off Batman's mask, you know it's Bruce Wayne. You know who Bruce Wayne is.
Yes, because he's rich and famous.
Yeah, you take off Spider-Man's mask, you're going to go, basic white boy with brown hair. It could be me. You know, that's me.
In Spider-Man 2, he got away with his mask being off because nobody recognised him.
Exactly. It's like, and then that one guy where he's like, "He's as old as my son." I'm like, "Well, your son's 35 years old then." And I'm like, and I love it because I think in the regular comics as well, Vulture has seen his face and stuff, and he thought he was like a really cool, like a celebrity or a superstar,
like a rich
or
person,
just someone cool. And then he looked at him and went, "You're about 15." And don't even get me started that time Black Cat threw up on his dick because she seen his face. That's just funny, you know. Have I told you about that?
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
He was young.
Yeah, and then just threw up on his crotch and then ran away into the distance. So there you go, Spider-Man. Boom, done. Out of there. Dan, your top favourite character. Welcome to Watch Mojo. Number 1. Yeah, go on.
So this is the best of the best, okay? My favourite.
If you say Killer Croc, he is not a hero,
no,
he is a villain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Just want to go Captain Marvel.
Are you...
been lying to you all this time.
You've been like fooling me. Who is it, Dan? You're killing me with suspense.
You know who it is. Captain America.
Oh, you're such a basic white bitch.
I love this man, okay?
You love Chris Evans. You have a crush on him. I know you do.
Yeah, I do.
That's
Clark Gregg.
Yeah, him and Clark Gregg. Imagine those two in a room. You'd melt. That scene where they talk about, like, Phil Coulson talks about, like, having CADs and stuff and talking about costumes and stuff with, you would just fucking enjoying
We'll
that.
eventually get to our commentaries on the Avengers.
Yeah.
Just see me having a fit.
Yeah. So why do you like him then, Dan? Go on, be basic.
Well, look. Don't judge me here, okay? Mr. Cloak and Dagger.
Oi.
Okay, I think he works best when he's on a team.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's best on an Avengers team, being the leader. Like, you know, when he does his like speech and his plans are always amazing and work every time.
Yeah.
I think he's best as a leader. He does have some good stories on his own. Like, his 3 films that are good. But that's probably the best time he's ever had solo stories good.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I have a Captain America comic. I haven't finished reading it yet because I keep reading the stuff you buy, not the stuff I buy.
Yeah. I think he's basic, but I will give you the main idea of Captain America, someone who's on the team just to be strategy and lead. That's what I love. I've tried to do that in so many of my comics.
He's my favorite MCU character.
Yeah, because you're basic. I mean, what?
Look.
That's like... I'd give you more respect if you said your favourite was Hawkeye.
No.
But everyone knows who Captain America is.
It does flicker between Captain America and Green Arrow, but...
Yeah. Depends what mood you're in.
Yeah.
It depends whether you want to see Chris Evans from the hit film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, or you want to meet Casey Jones. There you go. So I will go on to my number 1. If you know me at all, if you watch any
if you've watched any previous podcast, he's
which you should,
every single one.
Which you should go back and watch them all. We recently did a video ranking Batman villains, and we'll do it again soon. So go watch that. Moon Knight, clearly simple. Moon Knight, crazy. I love him. All white costume, great weaponry.
That's racist.
No. White against the black night sky. Mwah. Anti-Batman.
Yeah.
I love it. He's not Batman, by the way. Not Batman. Shut up, anyone who says that.
Apart from me as his version of a Batarang.
Those are just called shurikens. Batman stole them from ninja movies, okay? Don't blame Moon Knight on Batman stealing shit. Don't take that. I don't take that. And excuse me, he's rich, and he's poor, and he's a mercenary. He's everything.
Rich, poor, and a mercenary.
Yeah, because Stephen Grant, Max Spector.
Comic, but...
Yeah, Stephen Grant, Max Spector. I love him. His villains, not great, but they're also so visceral and like action-packed and gory and bloody. And oh my god, he's inspired so many of my stories, particularly if you go to our Instagram page, link in bio, or description, whatever it's called.
You're going to plug any more in this
I'm going to
video.
plug everything. Okay, if you go there, you will see loads of art about Connor Kyles. That's the character. Moon Knight has inspired me so much over the years, and you can see that through my art on Instagram /Infernum_Comics. So go there, enjoy that. And on Tumblr, and on Twitter, and on Facebook.
You done?
Maybe. So yeah, I just love the character. It's a very niche character, which I can't wait to see, like, on Disney Plus. And as this is my last character and we're sort of wrapping up now, let's plug a future podcast, why don't we, Dan?
Christ. Yeah.
In the near future, I will be doing a podcast with the great Into the Night podcast host. We will be talking about what we want to see in that show, and we're definitely soon going to rank every Moon Knight run, because that's why I love my favourite character being small. Not a lot of runs you need to get, not a lot of comics. If you want to read the entirety of Batman's history, that's a bit too much.
Have to sell your house.
Yeah, you'll have to sell your house and then never sleep
And your
to read it
entire
all.
family.
Exactly. So Can't wait for those podcasts. Can't wait for that show. Can't wait to read the new Moon Knight comic in June 7th. So if you're watching it from the future, I just dated the episode. But it's okay. So, tell us what you think about our wacky list. Well, mine's wacky. Yours pretty... You're too B-tech for me, Dan. You're too basic.
Look.
You're too basic. You need some Cloak and Dagger in there, okay?
You didn't even give an explanation for Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, they're cool. Give me a break. You put Ghost Rider.
Honorable mention.
Nah, it's good enough. Anyway, thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe to get these sneak peek previews for the podcast you'd be getting. Thank you for listening.